Welcome back. It's good to be back. Took a little break after the Super Bowl because it was so bad. There's really nothing to talk about at all. And we wanted to make sure that we were giving quality segments moving forward. So we came up with a great segment off the back of the Super Bowl that we will get into later on in the episode. But before that, I have a little bit of a surprise for you. One, I owe you a lot here. I owe you stickers. I owe you a T-shirt.
Yeah.
I don't have your address. In fairness to me, you've never once sent me your address. So that's something that falls on you
Correct.
as well.
I'll take responsibility for that.
But I did. Starting today, I have some surprises here, and one surprise is specifically for you, and you'll see that when it happens. But I got the new LJN series of the let me pull up another window here so it's not like a pink glare.
Yeah.
The LJN series, King Kong Bundy, blue card. Beautiful.
Dude, the pictures that you've sent me of these, I can never fully judge how big they are. That's way bigger than I thought.
We have Jesse the Body Ventura in the pink suit with the microphone and the removable sunglasses. Beautiful black card.
That's fire.
For people who don't know, LJNs are a series of figures that were released like in the 80s that like a lot of these people came up with. And this is the big re-release of, they released the original Hogan last time, but this is a big boy that I'm about to show here. We have the Ultimate Warrior blue card.
Yep.
This is a big boy. If people collect LJNs, they'll know that the original ones of these are pretty penny. And then my personal favorite, a black card. Stone Cold.
What?
Steve Austin. This is a perfect figure.
That's fire.
And I'm keeping all those men on card because I looked on eBay today and they're extremely expensive. But I got a call. Somebody was at a Target and somebody found a blue card.
That's tough.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. And I know that you said that you wanted the poster and I wasn't willing to rip the black card, but I am willing to rip this. So I'll give you a live. I'll give you one. You'll have the poster. I'll send you the poster along with your stuff. I don't know what it looks like. We'll figure that out together. And then I'm ripping open this Stone Cold because one, you can see how big it is.
Yeah.
And I'm just letting them breathe. You have to let this guy breathe. And I want to let all of them breathe, but the price points on these bad boys are just a little too high.
Yeah, you gotta. If there are certain ones that are so expensive, like that you're getting decent bread for,
I mean,
that's fire.
This is absolutely insane. The deco hits on this with the Stone Cold is absolutely crazy. They have the Texas tattoo with the little skull on his calf.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is ridiculous. This is the craziest thing that I think I have in my very in-depth collection is this Stone Cold with the 316 LJN. I mean, I wish that I could show everybody what it looks like on my desk right now. It looks beautiful. So we let that guy breathe. Let's take a look at the Stone Cold Steve Austin poster here, if that's okay. Can I open it?
Go ahead. Yeah, I want to see. Let's do it.
Let's see what it is. I think it's based off the card. Oh yeah, the main event. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
That's fire.
WWE superstars that will be getting sent to you.
I appreciate you. I'll be framing it.
Absolutely crazy figure. I mean, if you are lucky enough to find one of these at Target, I would definitely scoop them up. They are very much worth the hype. The juice is worth the squeeze. They're $24. If you look on eBay right now, the blue cards are selling for like $50. The Ultimate Warrior blue card selling for $100. The black card Austin selling for like $150. Like this set in particular is definitely hitting the nostalgia bug for all of the old collectors who were all over LJNs back in the day.
I wish I was just at a Target over the weekend. I wish I would have thought to look through one. I had to try and get my real ID figured out this past weekend, and to no avail. So I stopped at Target on the way back to look at records, and I should have stopped and tried to find some of those.
Wow. I mean, I have a lot of stuff as you can like tell behind me, and
Yeah.
I've held a lot of these and have like, you know what I mean? Like I know
Mhm.
what's good and what's not. This might be one of my favorite pieces I have acquired. I think it depicts Austin perfectly. I think that it's great. I mean, what's not to like about this big rubber guy, honestly? Like
So
so
clean.
so clean. I'm happy that I have I need a plastic case for this black card. I'm going to keep this one mint on card, and I mean, I just think the black on black just looks absolutely flawless. Like that
It does.
looks insane. Put that up with the black. I got a black card Hogan right behind me as well, as you can see
Yeah, I
right
see
back
that.
there. I mean, so something that I'm collecting. I mean, it's definitely a nostalgia play that a lot of collectors are extremely excited about. I mean, they're $24 and they're reselling for hundreds of dollars online. That's absolutely insane.
Yeah, that's a great ROI if you ask me. But half of majority of the fun is, and this applies to just collecting in general. I think that the fun is the hunt, and obviously, I'm not saying anything groundbreaking, but being able to
For
go
sure.
out and like find like a record or find like an action figure that you've had your eye on for a long time, whether you're going to a Target or whether you're at like a yard sale or thrift or something like that, like somebody's reselling it. Being able to go and find that is like so much fun. Like I had that same exact experience. I had that exact experience this weekend when I went out to King of Prussia. I found two records that I ended up purchasing. One was an old Fleetwood Mac album, I believe it's just called Wonderful. And then that's one that I've had on my radar for a long time. And the other one was um, Marty Robbins' Gunfighter Ballads. I saw it in person at the Buck Mason store in New York. I should have just asked them to buy it, asked if I could buy it in the store. But the store that I went to over the weekend ended up having it. So I purchased it from them. But
I bought a
just such
ton
a
of
good
records
feeling.
this past weekend
Such a good feeling.
for no reason. I don't know why.
No, there's a
I think I
reason.
was bored. I bought like the Olivia Rodrigo live performance in England. I bought like which I'm sure that might like shock a lot of people, especially close friends. I'm like, what the frick are you talking about? But Olivia Rodrigo is pretty good. Um, and like a bunch of stuff. I bought like a cool ass Bob Dylan record with like that yin on it. It was like in Japanese or something. I don't know
Yeah.
what it was, but I scooped it. But the reason why I wanted to start with all of this, and it's deeper than the conversation, because there's been some conversations that have been getting thrown around as of late that we don't it's become, and I watched a video on YouTube last night and it really stemmed from the conversation we had the other day. It's extremely expensive to own absolutely nothing nowadays. And it's weird because we had this conversation last week because we have somebody that we know who's dense apparently and doesn't understand like the value of like actually like having something. And then I found a video last night by Business Insider on YouTube that says why owning nothing is so expensive. Then on Twitter today, completely
That's
random
right.
out of nowhere,
Penn State
or
legend.
X, Sean Clifford just tweets, "You don't own your music, you don't own your movies, you don't own your software, you rent your life now." And it's really it's a conversation that we have just been like on the we both have. I have been collecting stuff forever. Like I have hat collections, I have figure collection, books, records,
Yeah.
like cameras, old cameras above me, sports memorabilia, jerseys, all of this stuff. I have been an avid collector, cards, like you know what I mean? I've been an avid
Yeah.
collector for a very long time. And one, that premise of, and I said it the one day in the group chat, I said it's kind of sad and empty that we don't own any of the stuff that we like.
Anything. My collecting history started out with, you collect more things than me, but the thing that I started out with was sneakers.
Yeah.
I was always into the sneakers and still am. It just kind of gets to a point where like there it sneakers are just an expensive item to collect, and it's an expensive thing to enjoy. So I have to be more select with when I'm going and buying a pair. But that's always something that I've enjoyed having and enjoyed collecting. But to continue along your point is, yes, um, we don't know. It does. I thought about this too. Like, if I didn't have sneakers and recently picking up like collecting records, you look around and it's like, okay, well, like you have like the necessities, but you don't really own any of it besides like your bed and like a TV and a laptop and a phone. But like you don't know, but like those aren't really like collectible items. Everything else, like the shows that we watch, you're paying for Netflix, you're paying for Peacock, you're paying for Hulu. The music, everybody has Spotify, everybody has Apple Music. And if you don't own a home, you don't own a car, you're just paying rent, you're paying for short term rental of somebody else's car, or the car that, or a bus, right? So like you're renting everything, and it's a very lonely feeling, but having something that you can look forward to buying and accumulating is fun and
Good
enjoyable.
feeling. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very enjoyable. I mean, lately I just, and as you know, I just want to show the audience, if they like, I just got Parasite Criterion
Mhm.
Collection on DVD. I got I got Malcolm X Criterion Collection, Denzel
Yep.
Washington, a Spike Lee joint, beautiful. This is
Yeah.
beautiful too, by the way. And then I got Anora on Criterion Collection, like dual disc DVD, like all of
That's
these.
really clean.
They're I mean, this is beautiful. You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
pull it out, like it looks really good. And I've played with the idea of like what I wanted to do with like movies and stuff like that, because I still have, like, I have all of Sopranos on DVD and stuff like that from like when I was a kid. And I was sitting there and I was like, well, I want to acquire everything that I like, and at like a high level. Like I want stuff that I can watch forever. So it's crazy that a lot of people now, and I do think that the conversation will be had at some point where like things are going to revert back to the means a little bit, because sorry, the internet as of right now, and I want to hear what you think about this, because I said this to Blore. The internet right now is at a point where like it could kind of be like a little useless in a way, because people are getting to the point now where like AI is going to be doing a lot of things for us, and that's just kind of the reality. Like people are probably going to have robots in the next like 5 years and like do
Yeah.
everything. So I think that like at a point, especially with like the AI slop and shit like that you see like on the internet or X or whatever, I think things are going to revert back to a point of people missing that real feeling of like holding something and doing it. So I'm bullish on this, like, and collectibles. Obviously, I've just watched too many of people that I know get actually, like, I've watched one of my close friends buy a Porsche with his Pokemon card money. Like I've just
It's
seen it
crazy.
happen too many times to like not know about it. But like as for the physical media stuff, like records, DVDs, like all of that, I think that there's going to just reach a point where people are going to really truly desire all of this stuff again, just based on where we're kind of heading, like with this new age AI technology and everything like that. It makes it feel like a little like warmer and closer to home.
Yeah, I think that like the AI feeling is almost just like one of complete disconnect. And like when you're streaming everything, it's just disconnect. Like you see the money come out of your account every week or every month in order to like stream all of these services. And whether you pay for the advanced version of ChatGPT or whatever AI version you use or not, it feels like it's great to have that as a tool, but the disconnect between like me and the internet almost feels like I don't know how to just exactly describe like the feeling that
You're a
it gives
part of it.
you, but it almost feels well, it almost feels just like everything is fake because
Yeah.
when you go like you take a step away from your phone and you turn it off and then you look around, it's like, okay, well, like what do I actually have? I can't do anything without the internet, without my phone, without Wi-Fi. And that kind of gets like if you we get so caught up in being inside of that realm that I'm sure like a lot of people don't actually take a step out of it, but I think more and more are where it's like, okay, once I take a step away from my phone, like what do I actually have? And
Yeah.
that's when it gets back to like well, I don't want to be on my phone all the time if I don't have to. So I think the like reaction to that is I still want to be able to watch my shows. I still want to be able to like enjoy music. I still want to be able to like be entertained. How am I going to do that without being on my phone 24/7? And I think that movie theaters are part of that, like people going to the actual movie and like seeing things in person. I think like that died down a lot during COVID because movie companies and the entertainment company were like, "Oh, we're just going to streamline this right to your living room so that when this movie comes out, you can watch it in your living room over a week." And I kind of think they've tailored that back a little bit with it no longer being like you have to be stuck in your house because you can't necessarily get that same access right away, which is good. I like that. I like if I want to go see something right away, I'm going to have to get my ass off the couch or out of my apartment and go to the movies and see it. And that's an enjoyable experience and something that I personally did miss when COVID was a thing. Like I still enjoy going to the movies even if it's not something that I'm doing every week. And I know you're a movie guy, in-person movie guy as well, but just that experience is like something that you can't replicate when you fire up a movie on your television in your living room.
No, you can't replicate it. And that's why I, it's weird because I think a lot of people, and I don't think it's a phase. I think people are starting to like actually like come to reality and grips with some of this stuff. It's just like being connected to everything 24/7 like kind of sucks. And I think that like there is a and I don't know, I wouldn't say strong currently. I think there will be a strong push opposite of this. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm like living in a different world. I've never felt like this, like in my entire life. Like I can say that I've never sat here and been conscious of the fact of being like, well, I'm too connected to everything and I need to like disconnect and stuff. I've never felt that way until recently. So
Correct.
it's kind of just like been like a weird like, well, I don't want to be on my phone for like a weekend or something like that. Like because whatever for like whatever reason that may be. But like I've never felt like that before. I don't know why that has happened and I don't know the explanation for that. I don't know if you feel similarly to that at all or anything or if the viewers feel similarly to that, but I kind of wish that there was more opportunities for me to like be disconnected, like going into a movie theater, enjoying a movie, walking out, talking to my friends about the movie afterwards and not having to like look at my phone right away. And then maybe driving home. And then when I get home, look at my phone or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
I just feel like what has happened with our cell phones and everything like that has just gotten to the point now where it's like so crazy. And it's like the first time in my life where I'm like starting to like actually like recognize that.
And it's only going to get stronger and stronger.
I
The
don't know.
so I think what will end up happening is there will still be a group of people that are on the hunt for like stuff outside of your cell phone. But
Real
I think
feelings.
I think the people that are like that don't take a second to think about it, they're just gonna go like down the rabbit hole and are just gonna be even more and more. And maybe that's what they want. Maybe there's people out there that probably love the convenience of being able to just do everything from your cell phone. And I understand it. It's great to have that and to just be able to do something at the drop of a hat. But like on top of that, it also makes everything feel like it goes by so much faster when you're just on your phone all day, all the time, just like scrolling, updating Twitter, updating Instagram. And when you
I don't
take
use
that,
Instagram anymore. I really don't.
well, that's one less thing for you to have to worry about scrolling on. But
And I don't have TikTok.
I unfortunately do. But my point still stands as it slows your life down when you take your phone away and you are able to still enjoy those things that your phone can provide you without actually being on your phone. Like realistically, like, do we need to be on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram for fucking 10 hours a day? Absolutely not.
No.
So
a weird thing is too, and this is another conversation I had, like stemmed off of that too, is like people were like a Gary V, for example, and I'll even use like an Adam Brenneman as an example too, who have like coined short form content being like the next big thing and way to blow up and everything like that. That's dead. That is completely died out. And everybody, including Mr. Beast, if Mr. B, and I hate to say this because it sounds insane, but Mr. Beast is like one of the smartest guys in media, period. And if he's not doing any short form content and he's only doing long form and he's moving to television, there's a reason for that. And the same thing with like, look at who's at the top of the game. And this is just an easy one, like in sports media, for example. It's Bill Simmons, and it's Part of My Take.
yeah,
Those guys don't make fucking TikToks. Like, I mean,
no.
they do. They push their show via short form, but all
that's
of those
not their
guys,
business model.
all of those guys have a come up of like they all were like writers and then figured out like so the guy, everybody that had like the way of like blowing up, like, and the new idea of blowing up, like that shit's dead right now.
Well, I think it's two things. I think the short form is good for certain things. Like, I think it's good for hyper specific examples, right? So like the examples that I'm thinking of are if you're looking to learn how to cook something. I don't think you need like an hour long breakdown on how to cook spaghetti bolognese. I don't think you need that. I think that can be done in short form. I think like if you're looking for certain things for clothing, that can be done in short form. Or like if you're just looking to like kind of get into certain things, I think the short form is almost like an easier barrier to entry, if that makes sense. So like I'm thinking about it this way. Say I have an interest in learning how to play like the piano, and I want to do it in like segments so that I'm learning a little bit at a time. But then ultimately, once I get into learning the piano, I become more entrenched in that experience and in that learning that skill. I feel like that's kind of when you get into like the long form version of it because it's something that you're really interested in. I think the things that you're really, really interested in, the longer form seems to be the way to go. I think if it's just like maybe little things here and there, I think short form does have its advantages. But
I'm thinking value. I'm thinking value proposition and like what makes dollars personally, like when I'm talking about this.
Yeah.
And it's like, look at the people who blew up on short form content. Like, let's just use like
I don't even know who they are.
Let's just use like the D'Amelios, for example. Like Charlie.
True. Yeah, they're gone. I don't even know where they are now.
They're irrelevant at this point, and they were like quote unquote like A-list celebrities at a point. So like even the people who were like at the top of the top, and another one that I think I'm throwing some crazy names out there today, so excuse me for everybody that's like that listens to this on the regular, but like Addison Rae, for example. Addison Rae makes music now and acts. Like, you know what I mean? Like nobody, the people who had like coined and stamped and planted their flag that like short form content is like the future, they're idiots. That shit is dead.
It was all of like all the people that got big on TikTok are no longer using that type of channel to, like, they all have grown. It seems like they've all grown up and are doing like something more substantial or
Or
different than
not.
TikTok now. Yeah, or
Or
nothing.
not. Or not doing
Yeah,
anything because they couldn't
right,
adapt. So
right.
just that's an I feel like the reason why I say all of that is I feel like I feel like this whole conversation goes hand in hand, and we jumped all over the place. We went from like collectibles, we went from like physical media, then we went to like talking about how like the current landscape of people who are actually like have like a very tailored path of like being like very in the weeds and like writers and all of this stuff, but people are always trying to find like that next trend to hop on. And that's where I've gotten to the point now where I've just been like physical goods and physical media, and everybody's starting to catch on. And we had this conversation before I saw this video, before we saw these tweets of people saying, why has it gotten so expensive to pretty much rent your life and you own nothing? And we
Yeah.
had this conversation before we saw any of this stuff. So it feels like it's picking up steam. And I say all of that because we watch things blow up. And I'm not saying like Netflix is going to die tomorrow and you need to like
No.
have DVDs on deck. I don't think
No.
I think that's the utmost extreme. I just think that there's going to be a very big bump and substantial bump for people wanting physical media and physical goods in their lives, just because we have reverted so far back the other way.
Yeah, and I'm right there with you. I don't think either one of us is saying that these streaming services are going to go away. But I do agree. I do think that as we get older, more people will begin to buy and have more physical things, as far as books or records or whatever it may be. Sports memorabilia is one in particular that has just absolutely never died down, nor will it ever. That's one thing that sometimes like there's like things ebb and flow, and it seems like sports memorabilia has just been on a steady kick forever, and that's one thing that I don't think will ever die down. But I wanted to say one other thing about like the long form content, and um, I can understand how um, if you are trying to make that jump from all short form into long form, how you see the length of a podcast and it's like 3.5 hours long, right? Like there's some out there that are just really long. And that can be like a daunting experience to go from, well, I just consumed all of these things that were about 40 minutes, 30 minutes, even just like a couple minutes. I think that people forget that you don't have to sit down and just rip a 4 hour podcast in one sitting. Like you're allowed to break it into more digestible pieces. And I think that the people in that um, space kind of recognize that too, where it's like there will be moments when you're listening to a longer podcast where they do take a break to like shout out a sponsor or to shout out an ad. And I think that's like a spot where you can just leave off at if you feel like like had too much consumption of that podcast or that movie or that experience at one time, until you get to the point where you feel better about sitting down and grinding out a 4 hour long podcast, 3 hour long podcast, etc., longer form content. Like there's always going to be commercials, just because that's how these types of businesses and platforms make their money. But there is a easier way to get into it than just going from 1 hour to, or like 30 minutes to 4 hours. And that's
Yes,
something that I feel like people don't consider enough.
I'm right with you on that. I don't take many breaks just because of my like
You're used
workflow.
to
Like
it.
I just lock for long periods of time and don't take breaks usually, and I'm always like watching something, you know what I mean, like throughout the course of a day.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I'm with you. If that's like the argument and appeal of people being like, oh, I like watching movies at the crib because I can pause the movie and go take a
Exactly.
piss. You know what I mean? And like not
Yeah.
have to like miss anything when you're at the movie theater. You can't do that. Like so, I'm right with you. I just something to keep up on. I have done collectibles. I have so much shit that I'm literally looking for like a space at this point,
Yeah.
like to like actually like lock into and figure something out. But
You need a
yeah,
museum.
I need space. I need a really nice like space to put all my stuff because I have so much really, really great stuff that needs to be shown off. When I do that, then maybe I'll make a video or something like that. It'll be electric.
I mean, you actually don't have a choice. Like once you find a space where you can comfortably fit everything, you have to just do it by like break it into categories. Do like
I'm saying I could go hats,
yeah,
shirts,
yes,
figs, not vinyls. I have some vinyls to show off. I would have to get to a point where I have like a little bit more. And for the book community, I have a lot of really interesting books. Like I have this is nothing. These two shelves is nothing of what I have. I have a lot of stuff.
you
like,
you could bundle like records with something that you don't have a ton of elsewhere.
No, I'll get a ton of records.
what's
How many
the
did I
collection at 27
or 31? I think I thought
something like that. 27
I'll
somewhere in there, low 30s.
I'll get a lot. I think really what it comes down to is going to actual record stores and potentially like finding deals, not having to spend top dollar every single time that I go and grab a record. Like,
Yeah,
like I spent 80 on Channel Orange. Like I spent 80 on Blonde. Like I spent whatever. I spent 80 on that Bob Dylan record this past weekend. I didn't realize, I was telling you this when I was like looking at I didn't realize all the Travis records that I have were so expensive, like were super expensive. I had no idea. So I was happy about that.
Yeah, Discogs. You can also buy albums off of Discogs.
That app sucks.
It's brutal.
We are not giving them a free promo.
It is brutal.
They need to fix the app.
Bleep it out. Bleep it out. Well, yeah. Hopefully somebody over there sees it because there's no way in hell we're the only ones that have complained about that app. It's brutal. You can barely even search somebody's name to try and find them, whether it be a username or an artist. But they have everything you can buy from them. Like it has a lot of potential, but there's definitely a lot of work that needs to be done with it.
A ton of work. Maybe another time when I stock up on a bunch of stuff like I did today, we'll do this. Right. But I mean, come on, what? I mean, this is one last time for the people in the back who, if you clicked on the video, this is why. I mean, this shit is just incredible.
That's why we do it.